Larry Smith. Welcome again to A&E's Biography of the Millennium. We're here in the Royal Observatory in Greenwich, England, home of the official Millennium Countdown clock, where we'll continue our countdown of the 100 most influential people of the last 1,000 years. Now, in the past 10 centuries, countless billions of people have walked the earth, but a few of them changed everything. They dreamed bigger, fought harder, thought smarter. They were inventors and explorers, philosophers, artists, and tyrants. How can you possibly choose 100 people out of billions? We turn to a distinguished panel of historians, scholars, and experts to give us their picks. Then we listen to your suggestions at our biography website and put it all together. Last night we counted down from number 100 to number 26. The choices were remarkable and sometimes outrageous. Here are some highlights. Now there are only 25 people left, the top 25 of the millennium. Can you figure out who they are? You may be surprised, you may disagree, as we count down to Biography's Person of the Millennium. He changed the world with a simple equation. Water plus heat equals steam. Number 25 on our list, Scottish inventor James Watt.
It doesn't surprise me at all that Watt is there. What's unfortunate is how few people even ever think of him.
You may have never heard of him, but this man is the godfather of the Industrial Revolution. Watt invented the first practical steam engine. He turned hot air into power, cheap power, and set off an explosion of manufacturing and business. Before steam, everything had been powered by people or animals, wind or water. The world moved at a leisurely pace. But steam set the machines running, and those machines transformed our world.
What Watt did was free us from being bound to build our manufacturing facilities next to waterways and let us put them anywhere. And it was with Watt's steam engines that commerce across the country was propagated.
Watt's invention fed the fires of the Industrial Revolution, a century and a half of breakneck growth. In the 20 years from 1780 to 1800 alone, the world's industrial output doubled, forever altering the lives of millions of people.
It ripped them out of their life in the village and created the working day, for a start. The notion that really work ought to be designed to accommodate itself to machines rather than to a kind of human tempo all happens with the Industrial Revolution.
Watt's invention and the revolution it spawned meant progress, but progress came at a heavy price for those who labored long hours in crowded and unsafe workplaces. For better or worse, James Watt propelled the Western world from a rural society to an industrial one. And modern life, you might even say he invented it. Cars, planes, phones, faxes, pollution, urban transit, the houses we live in, the stress we feel, every single mass-produced thing we buy. James Watt's invention set off the chain of events that created them all. Even his name has become a household word.
Watt really powered the Industrial Revolution with that steam engine, and it's very fitting that we label units of power as watts.
They were known as the Dark Ages, bleak years of poverty and ignorance, despair and death.
In medieval times, life was basically short, brutish and nasty. It was governed by superstition, it was governed by dogma. So we were in the land of myth and folklore, superstition and savagery.
But one man lit a light in this dark time. His name was St. Thomas Aquinas, master theologian and philosopher of the Middle Ages. When Aquinas decided to become a priest at the age of 18, his mother locked him in a castle for an entire year, hoping to change his mind. It didn't work. Legend has it, his brothers tried to lure him from his calling by tempting him with a prostitute. He drove her away with a burning cross. A bigger challenge to his faith came when he was a student at the University of Paris. There, scientific thinking was the rage. The Catholic Church saw that as a direct affront. They said unswerving obedience to God needed no logical proof. Aquinas' achievement was to bring these opposites together in one brilliant philosophical system. He showed that reason and faith can coexist. In fact, he said, curiosity and thought were divine gifts, so it made perfect sense to use our intellect to study God's creations. But Aquinas' philosophy continues to provoke debate to this day.
I don't care about Aquinas at all, actually. I don't care about Aquinas. I would strike him from the list. What you see in your daily life should make you question things spiritual and things metaphysical, not prevent you from questioning. So, I mean, Aquinas is, sort of an awful kind of big, scoutmaster, really, who tells you what the limits of knowledge should be.
The historically important figures in the history of philosophy are frequently those who synthesize important but seemingly opposed systems of thought. So when you come to Thomas's achievement, I mean, it's like a huge mountain there in the landscape of history. It's inescapable.
There are nearly 1 billion Catholics in the world, and they still rely on the teachings of St. Thomas Aquinas. By bringing together the world of man and the world of God, Aquinas has shown them how to keep the faith.